Mark, how have you coped these last couple of days? How are you feeling?
Well, first of all, Dan, can I congratulate you and your brilliant team and the whole lineup at GBNews for such dignified and professional coverage of this national tragic event. My emotions, Dan, are torn between sadness and joy. Profound sadness that we've lost the Queen, but joy that we had her in the first place. I think, like everyone, I've just been reflecting on her legacy. Where do you start? We'll only be processing the loss of the Queen in the weeks and months that lie ahead. And it will take a long time for historians to place this woman in the right context. But just to pick one point, one theme of her tenure, out of innumerable accolades that she's achieved, it's the fact that she was global before the world was. Her passing is an international story. And we've talked about her being, Boris mentioned it in Parliament today, that she's, great Queen Elizabeth. And absolutely, that's a fantastic sentiment. She was Britain's queen, but she was the queen of the world. She had this global footprint, this reach into territories that we can't imagine. And therefore, there are people across the world mourning her passing. And I can't think of another individual that could achieve that legacy.
No, indeed, Mark. Indeed. So beautifully put. And then, of course, so much has happened in just 24 hours, including the address by King Charles III. What did you make of it, Mark? I mean, there was a lot to unpick, a pledge that he wouldn't wade into politics anymore, a reference to Harry and Meghan. What did you think?
Well, he's got the hardest act to follow in history, hasn't he? Elizabeth the Great. But he can be a great king, and he's got off to the perfect start. What's this guy going through? As a human being, we cannot imagine. It's the worst thing to say goodbye to a parent, and he's done it now with his much-loved father, Philip, and now his mother. So on a personal level, we've got to just give this guy time to cope with the trauma of losing his mother. And that's first and foremost. The royal family, the clues in the title, they are a family. And let's be patient with Charles, and let's be patient with all of the Windsors as they say goodbye to grandma and to mother. However, just in terms of his constitutional role, he set the tone perfectly. As you say, he's hinted that he will be less of a campaigning king than he was a prince. He was entitled to have all of those charitable activities, those causes about which he's passionate, the environment, of course. But he understands that if he's going to be the sort of monarch that unites the country in the way that his mother did, he's going to have to stay out of politics. He's going to have to stay out of, net zero, all of these sort of issues, which are really the lot of elected figures, the prime minister, the cabinet, the opposition, not our ruling monarch. He understands that. He's been extremely judicious in making those comments in this first address. He also spoke with warmth, with eloquence, an amazing turn of phrase. I mean, I was welling up by the end. And we don't think of Charles as this emotive character, this emotional guy, do we? He sometimes cuts an image of being an austere figure, Dan. And I think that belies actually some deep warmth within this man, and we saw it in this speech. So I'm optimistic about King Charles. I think he'll be a success because I think he understands what he needs to do, and that is to follow the template of his amazing mother.